Mr. Welch.
Thank you. Director, I want to say thank you. There's nobody in this room who can claim to have served their country longer and more valiantly than you. And I heard in your opening remarks that your family before you has been committed to this country, and I say thank you. Second, I appreciated your candor when, in your opening statement, you acknowledged that the whistleblower acted in good faith. And third, I appreciated your acknowledgement that the Inspector General also acted in good faith and according to his view of the law. And I want to say this. When you said you were in a unique position, that's an understatement. You got a complaint involving the President of the United States and also the United States Attorney General. I disagree with some of the decisions you made, but I have no doubt whatsoever that the same sense of duty that you applied in your long and illustrious career guided you as you made these decisions. So thank you for that. But I want to ask a few questions about the extraordinary document that came to your attention. The DNI has jurisdiction over foreign interference in our elections, correct?
That's correct.
And of course, you're aware, as we all are, of the Mueller report and his indictments against 12 foreign nationals, Russians, who actively interfered in our election, correct?
I have read the report, yes.
Yeah, so it's just a huge responsibility that your agency has, correct? In this case, because of the two things you mentioned, that the president is the one person that's above the intelligence community in your sense about executive privilege, you did not forward the complaint to us, correct?
I did not, yes, Congressman Welch, because I was still working with the White House.
No, I understand
Yes,
that.
Yes, sir.
You've been very clear on that. But let me just ask a hypothetical just to show the dilemma that you were in. Let's say a U.S. senator who is well-connected, or a private citizen really well-connected, had access to and had a conversation as a result of that with the leader of a foreign country, and asked that person for a favor, the U.S. senator, let's say, of providing dirt on a political opponent. Is that something that you would see that should be forwarded to this committee?
Congressman, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's very difficult to answer hypothetical questions. I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I won't make it hypothetical. Let's say instead of being a conversation between President and the President of Ukraine, it was a U.S. senator who, let's say, was the head of the Foreign Relations Committee and was asking for the foreign leader.
I understand.
So
Yes,
would
sir.
you forward that to our committee?
Sir, that would not be, once again, I think I mentioned that a little bit early in our conversation, that the United States Senator is not a member of the intelligence community. And the Director of National Intelligence, does not have the authority and responsibility for the U.S. Senate. So any wrongdoing in that regard should be referred to the Department of Justice for criminal investigation.
Right, well, I'd respectfully disagree with you because obviously that would be a solicitation by that U.S. Senator for interference in our elections, and that's in your jurisdiction, correct?
Well, election interference is indeed, yes, Congressman Welch.
Okay. And
But once again, Congressman, although it is, as far as what the legal responsibility to do in compliance with the Intelligence Reform Act, the Whistleblower Protection Act, it does not, the statute does not allow for that to be done.
well, I disagree with that.
Yes, sir.
But here's the dilemma that you were in and we're in, but we're going to now be able to follow up because executive privilege, if it existed, was waived. Under your approach, as you saw it, it means that no one would be investigating the underlying conduct because in this case, executive privilege applies or may apply. And number two, the president who had the conversation is above the law. So that's a dilemma for our democracy, is it not?
The complaint was sent to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, totally disregarding any concern for executive privilege.
I understand, but the Federal Bureau of Investigation never did a follow-up investigation, right?
I believe that they have concluded the investigation. I'm not sure. In addition to being involved with this matter here, I also have other pressing matters. As Director, I apologize.
In the Justice Department, led by Mr. Barr, who is the subject of the complaint, is the department that provided the opinion that there's no action to be taken.
I believe that the Attorney General was mentioned in the complaint, not
Correct.
necessarily subject of the complaint, sir.
Well, he was mentioned.
Yes, sir.
All right, I yield back. Thank you.
Congressman Welch, thank you, sir.
Thank you.